I believe I am live. It took me like, I don't know, a minute and a half to figure out how to go live on the newly updated Facebook iPhone app. Good to see you guys. Just had a thought I wanted to share with you regarding lifestyle management. I know a lot of people talk about time management, which some people say is a bit of a misnomer. What we're actually doing is managing activities. Okay, that's fine, but for what purpose? And I think the purpose would be to manage a lifestyle, right? To actually, get more done in less time, to get more of what you want and less of what you don't. So, since I only have a few minutes, I'm managing time and activities and essentially my lifestyle right now, because I'm just about to pick up my daughter from school. But I wanted to share 3 ideas with you that, hey, good to see you guys. Glad you're here, joining me live. I want to shout out to my friend Ned Hanks up in Utah. Just had a baby. Congratulations, Ned. Good stuff. So 3 things that I do to manage my lifestyle consistently. These are 3 consistent things that I do and that you can do to enhance your enjoyment of how you spend your days. Number 1 would be, hey Grant, good to see you, brother. Number 1 would be, this is for me, this is something I do, I go to the gym every day. First thing in the morning after I get my daughter off to school, and I drink some protein powder, some vegetable juice, and I get off to the gym and I lift weights, right? So what's that about? That's about creating some endorphins, right? Some getting some energy going, using the body. I mean, I feed the body, I rest the body. I might as well use the body, right? In fact, people said, somebody asked me, John, how many days a week do you go to the gym? I said, well, every day that I eat and sleep, I go to the gym. So if I ate and slept in the past 24 hours, that's a good day to go to the gym. If I skipped one of those things, then I'll also skip the gym, typically. So I try not to skip those things, right? As much of an inconvenience as food and sleep is, because I got so much that I want to do in my life, but I got to feed the body. Good to see you guys. Glad you're here. So go to the gym. The other thing that does for me, by the way, is it gives me a bit of objectivity rather than subjectivity. Here's what I mean by that. So I'm engaged in a lot of thinkingness throughout the day, looking at computer screens, making decisions on various stuff that I got to do. And when I go to the gym, it's just, pieces of metal and gravity and, meat touching iron, right? And so it gets to be and I'm seeing some comments here, but the comments are coming out sideways. Sorry, guys. Hopefully this video is coming out right and it's not all sideways on you. But glad you guys are here. So to get objective, to have a reprieve from the subjectivity, the thinkingness of it all, that is huge for me. Does it directly relate to becoming more successful in life? Well, certainly, physically more successful. But does it relate to becoming more successful in business or in relationships or things like that? I'm going to have to say yes. For me, the truth on that is yes, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, you know what? Tonight I'm hosting a mastermind for. We've got a secret group here on Facebook called Permission to Succeed, and a bunch of us get together each night and talk about life and philosophy and things like that. It's free if you want to come check it out. You need to be invited though. It's a secret group. You can't even find it. Hit me up on private messenger and I'll get you an invite if you want. But we're going to be talking about this evening. We're going to be talking about the chapter from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, the chapter on the brain, which is a physical item, right? But what does it do? It does a lot of non-physical stuff. So we're going to be having a great conversation about that. I'm really excited about tonight's session. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Anyway, so that's one thing I do is use the body, right? A lot of us live a sedentary lifestyle. Like right now, I'm sitting on my ass in a car. Right? I'm not walking down the street. I'm not climbing mountains. I'm not, fighting off saber-toothed tigers. Right? So we got to use the body, especially in our modern age. Oh, I'm almost out of time. What's the second thing that I do? I fill my calendar with purposeful stuff. So here's number 2. Do purposeful things. White space on your calendar is not your friend, because it'll get filled up with something. Oh yeah, well, the time is going to be spent one way or another. Right? So again, we're talking about lifestyle management. Okay, so if I can, prioritize things, and again, objectively, right? I can see it now. There it is on my calendar. It's not just the stuff floating around in my brain, but there it is in black and white on my calendar. Then I've got, I've got purpose, assigned to those times throughout my day. There's also, and this is a rather large conversation, but there's also the idea of how much time that saves me, because of these are decisions that have already been made. Most people piss away the vast majority of their time, and they, bitch and gripe that they have no free time, but they piss away most of it in a state of chronic indecision. This will waste so much time. Oh my God, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? I mean, the constant deliberation. But if we just make a decision, put it on the calendar, consider it done. I can tell you, if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist. Okay? And yes, there are other things that I can do, like feed my body, and stuff like that aren't necessarily on my calendar. But the things that are on my calendar are things that I've already decided that I've got to do. Battery's getting low. Okay, great. I just upgraded to iOS 13, so so far so good. We'll see how that goes. And what's the third thing that I wanted to share with you? There's got to be three, right? There's got to be three. So we use the body, we go to the gym, and we. That's right. We use the body, we go to the gym. That's one. We have planned activities, purposeful activities. That's two. And number three is we sharpen the saw. This is something that I got from Steve Covey out of his classic book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So some people struggle with things like self-esteem, how they feel about themselves. One of the surest ways, the easiest ways to increase one's self-esteem is to learn something new every day, to sharpen the saw, to get a little bit better at something, a little bit more knowledgeable, a little bit less ignorant, right? To discover something new, to study, right? To be more able, be more able to do the other things you want to do in your life, right? And so that is terribly resourceful. And yeah, you can acknowledge yourself. It's like, oh yeah, look at that. I just I just learned something. And when we have a cognition, when we have like an aha moment, then it's like that we could transfer that to other people, right? I feel enlightened. Great. Now other people, when they communicate with me, feel like they've experienced some increase, because I just experienced increase. I call that, actually I did a course where I included this one concept, which I call the transfer of cognitions, right? So a cognition means that, like an aha, like you just discovered something, you just learned something, okay? If I'm about to get on stage and give a lecture or something, or on a webinar, I do so right after I just cognited something, or just got a reminder about something. The great thing to do is, like, we're reading this book, Think and Grow Rich, which I've read at least a dozen times. We're reading it again. We're studying it. We're discussing it in a mastermind group, right? You're welcome to tune in. And so what happens? I go and I read from the book as if I have to then teach on it and lecture on it, which of course I'm about to do, right? I do that every night. That's a great thing to do, is learn as if you had to teach it and actually put it to use. So anyway, those three things. Here comes my daughter. Hello, thank you, sir. Hey, sweetie. And so do those three things and see how that works for you in terms of improving and increasing your enjoyment of life. I'll see you guys soon. I'm about to take off. Thanks for tuning in. And if you want access to that secret group, hit me up on private messenger. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.